I'm not sure if this is really the best time to attack, though, as TLO kind of realizes that as well and does pull back. This observer watching for any sort of burrowed units and doing a little bit of scouting as well, as TLO doesn't have anything that can hit air at the moment until they give Zerglings a jumping upgrade, which just sounds terrifying now that I think about it. Imagine speedlings that jump up cliffs like reapers. Oh boy, that would be interesting. Anyway, looks like TLO still kind of hanging out outside the base, just there to kind of scare the opponent. Although these units are in a bad position, he does manage to lose one Baneling from the forces of IMtrue. TLO pulling back now, and IMtrue may take this opportunity to push out across the map. He looks very hesitant about it, though. He's not really sure if he wants to. In the meantime, we do have the pathogen glands upgrading for the infestors. That's going to give them a little bit more energy to start off with. That is still so many speedlings for TLO. Let's take a look at the unit tab. TLO with 108 speedlings right now and 6 zerglings. So huge amounts of speedlings for TLO. Meanwhile, if we take a quick look through the base of IMtrue, looks like he's getting a Colossus, but he is supply blocked, throwing down 3 pylons. TLO definitely has his opponent rattled in this case, as the money is getting a little bit high too for IMtrue, although he does bring it down a little bit there. But TLO, yeah, doing a great job of just taking control of the map and his opponent, forcing the pace of the game. But IMtrue is going to try to break that right now. Some Banelings actually wasted on the Stalkers by TLO. A little bit of a misclick there possibly. And TLO doing a good job splitting up those Zerglings. He is planning on doing some sort of flank if his opponent comes in range, trying to get that surround right away. In the meantime, more Speedlings. There's just so many Speedlings running across the map here. It's amazing the amount of them. Still 108, although he is producing 3 Infestors now. So the Infestors finally coming out for TLO, as well as researching Neural Parasite. That's kind of interesting. I think he did take a look at that robotics facility as well. And with the Speedlings that were in the base, I'm sure he saw this robotics facility too. So he is going to know that Colossus are on the way. So possibly seeing some neural parasited Colossus. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that before. Sacrificial Zergling moving in to take a look at the army of IMtrue. And with that Colossus now, IMtrue does feel confident enough to push out across the map, or not. He does pull back again to his natural. Let's take a look at the income tab as well. TLO, of course, looking a little bit ahead, although he has sacrificed a lot of drone-making capability to produce all those Speedlings. 41 under 42, so actually IMtrue with a slightly larger economy right now, just in terms of harvesters, but in terms of actual money, TLO is going to be bringing in a little bit more, I believe, although this third base now going up for IMtrue. TLO is going to scout it with that Speedling, and TLO may want to use this opportunity to move out. The game may shortly be swinging in the favor of IMtrue, as that second Colossus is now out. TLO also upgrading missile attacks level 1, so and putting up that Roach Warren, thinking of bringing out those as well. Roaches, of course, do a great job against Stalkers in large enough numbers. One of those units where in small numbers the Stalkers come out on top, but large numbers of Roaches definitely dominate. Infestors coming in, just kind of taking a look at things, but really not doing anything. They're just basically observing in this fight, giving some moral support. In the meantime, we do have that large and kind of scary looking army from IMtrue moving across the map, and IMtrue 154 over 117, having a much larger army than TLO. TLO may be in a little bit of trouble here, as IMtrue does push into his base. TLO trying to get the surround on those Stalkers, but maybe not the best force fields in the world. Wow, force field fever. I've never seen so many force fields in one battle going down for IMtrue. Those Stalkers are just melting under the Speedlings though, but he does manage to take them out with the Colossus. So TLO losing quite a bit of units there. The Infestor thinking about moving in, but thinking better of it intelligently. A little bit of a fungal growth going down on some of those units for TLO. Infestor dying, more Zerglings dying. TLO is looking like he's in a little bit of a tough situation right now, as these Spine Crawlers and Infestors may not quite be able to hold this. Neural Parasites going down on the Colossus, and the Colossus are going to go to work on the Stalkers. TLO doing an excellent job of snagging those Colossus just as they came up the cliff, pulling them back, saying, "Come to daddy, Colossus. You are now part of the swarm." Colossuses do escape there, and they are going to take out a little bit of aggression on the Menk statue. They did not enjoy being neural parasited at all. So TLO, wow, really on the brink there, doing a great job of taking control of those Colossuses to whittle down the Stalker numbers. All those Stalkers, well, quite a few of them anyway, at the low health, although TLO still looking in a desperate situation. One Stalker does get briefly corrupted there by the swarm, but he is going to be able to take out the Corruptor that, or rather Infestor that grabbed him. It looks like TLO is in trouble here, as this attack is going to do a lot of damage to his base. He may just be able to take it out here. If we go to the unit tab, yeah, TLO with 43 Zerglings, not really able to do a whole lot. Some Speedlings moving in to try to take out the expansion of IMtrue, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. That Colossus is going to go down, but the Speedlings are in just too small of a number to really cause that much damage. In the meantime, IMtrue waltzing his way through TLO's base, taking out the infestation pit and all those drones. TLO is in a big trouble here. I'm really not sure what he's going to do at this point. It looks like he is putting down a new infestation pit and a spawning pool, basically rebuilding his base at the 5 o'clock position, just kind of allowing IMtrue to take his main. So TLO not giving up just yet. He thinks he still can win this, and we're going to have to see if he can pull it off. If he does, this is going to be one of the greatest comebacks I've ever seen. TLO only at 56 supply right now, only about half of what his opponent has, although he does have 2 bases up and running, but that income is going to be significantly less. Yeah, only 19 drones, so despite having 2 bases, just not having the drones to cover it. In the meantime, IMtrue kind of cleaning up this base of TLO, although these units are going to be able to escape detection behind the fog. TLO, be very careful with those. And it looks like some Speedlings going out, tossing some parting insults at the army as they leave from destroying his main. IMtrue has to be feeling pretty confident at this point. Let's go back to the army tab again. TLO still very low right now. He is producing more infestors and more Speedlings, not really worrying about drone production at this point, as while TLO produces drones, IMtrue would just be able to keep producing offensive units and still continue to more or less out macro him. So TLO kind of going in for some sort of desperation play. All the overlords making a mass exodus to the base, and IMtrue knows exactly where to go. Although he is pulling back just slightly, I think he is still slightly worried about Speedlings running into his main. Although at this point in the game, that shouldn't be quite as much of a problem, just going across, picking off those creep tumors, reducing the creep, which is going to reduce the speed of TLO's units, of course. And going to work on the observers, which at this point, really, or overlords rather, which at this point really doesn't matter a whole lot as TLO supply is dwindling. TLO making a last stand, getting a great neural parasite on 2 of those Colossus though, and they are going to go to work on the Stalkers. More neural parasites coming out. TLO may actually be able to swing this battle in his favor as those Colossus are taking down all the units for IMtrue. 1 Colossus gets away and he's going to work on those infestors. Can TLO take those down in time? And I'm still worried about TLO, although those Colossuses do go down fairly quickly there. Down to 3 Colossuses for IMtrue. What a crazy game here on Metalopolis. TLO doing a great job neural parasiting the Colossus, who do have to retreat in shame after killing so many of their own units. That's going to be embarrassing to take back to the Protoss commander. I'm not really sure what the Protoss leader is called. I don't know, Mr. Protoss, maybe? Who knows? Anyway, TLO taking the opportunity to move across the map with these Speedlings to take a look at the Xel'Naga Tower anyway. This 3rd base for IMtrue never really did get off the ground, though. The Colossus numbers are fairly large, but TLO's going to move in with some Speedlings. Oh, losing a big number of those, but the infestors are going to come in to back them up. I don't know if it's quite going to be enough. He's going to need to get another round of great neural parasites down, although I think IMtrue should be possibly thinking about maneuvering his units a little bit more carefully. TLO kind of denying that base one more time here, moving in a couple more Speedlings to attack it. Although IMtrue is just going to say, nope, eat my lasers, and the Colossus are going to be able to force back the Speedlings. TLO still holding on against all expectations on this game, but things are still looking grim. He has managed to close the supply gap a little bit here, and here's where the danger comes in for IMtrue, is that this base is getting very low. His main is of course completely mined out. He really needs this base to stay in the game. He does have kind of a large scary army with those 6 Colossus right now, but that's really all he has. He really does not have the capacity to really make much more at this point, whereas TLO has basically 2 bases that have quite a few resources yet, and he's going to be able to take that to his advantage as much as possible. He does have a large surplus of gas as well, so he's going to be able to keep pumping out those infestors. So TLO possibly starting to swing this game around, although this Nexus will be just finishing now. Cannons and army enforcing. So if this base goes up, it's basically going to be GG for TLO, as IMtrue will be able to swing back into full production again and be able to take the game from TLO. Looks like IMtrue still playing defensively at this point, so this game at this point really could go either way. The army tab getting a little bit closer here, 82 to 123 now for TLO. He's going to be doing some burrowed infestors here, staying just out of range of those cannons, it looks like. Nice job with TLO avoiding those cannons. Kind of waiting, I'm thinking, for the probes to be transferred in from IMtrue so we can take those out. The observer is going to see, what am I trying to say? See the infestors here as the probes do come in. A nice fungal growth going down on those probes, but it's just not going to be enough to take them down. Probes, holy cow, all those probes going down for TLO. I did not know that one fungal growth did that much damage, as I think those probes were all full life. And you can't stack fungal growths, so TLO possibly upgrading the damage of fungal growth somehow? If you guys know how he did that, I'd love to know, because honestly, that's a little bit of a mystery to me. I'm not quite sure how the fungal growth did kill those units. Although I think I'm going to end up looking really silly while I find out. But anyway, TLO killing a huge amount of probes for IMtrue, which has got to just really shake him, knowing that his Zerg opponent is able to cause that much damage this late in the game. TLO bringing some Speedlings, going after those cannons of IMtrue. Nice force field going down, but he is going to be able to go in. No, I thought he was going to be able to take those probes, but IMtrue pulling back the Colossus. In the meantime, TLO still building up his forces at his 2 new bases here. So what was close positions has now become cross positions on Metalopolis, and IMtrue really is showing a little bit too much hesitancy, I feel, in this particular case. He could be moving in and ending the game, which I believe he is thinking of doing right now. I don't think this is just another creep tumor destroying mission. I think this is going to be the final battle, and TLO still looking like he's in trouble as those Colossus numbers are so large. I don't think the amount of infestors TLO has is going to be able to finish this off. So TLO, this could be it. And IMtrue moving in here, trying to give vision to the Stalkers, although that does put the Colossus in a great position to be neural parasited. Bad idea there as the neural parasite, man, goes down on some of those Colossus. Fungal growth going down, holding those in place. But the infestors will be fried very quickly by that large Colossus count. And I think this is going to be GG. It looks like IMtrue able to take the game off TLO on the Korean ladder. Some great neural parasite work for TLO, trying to stay in the game, and he almost did it too. He really almost did. Corruptors coming out for TLO, but it's just not going to be enough. The Stalker count is going to, actually the Stalker count is a little bit low. Holy cow, is TLO actually going to be able to take this? He needs to move in these Corruptors, as the Stalkers are just taking out these, but the Colossus are going down for IMtrue, down to 4 Colossus out of, I believe, 8 when he started out. Although these Stalkers are going to be able to take down the Corruptors of TLO, so yeah, I think this is still going to be GG for TLO. Nice job kind of holding out against hope, but TLO not GGing quite yet. It's got to come at any second. TLO getting off one last Manor fungal growth before GGing. So, wow, crazy game on Metalopolis here. Getting to see Neural Parasite used on Colossus en masse, which is not something you see very often. Wow, this was an awesome game. Can't wait to see what Game 4 is going to bring for us. And this really isn't a series of games. It's more just a set of TLO games playing as Zerg that Team Liquid was nice enough to release for us. So we'll see you guys on the next cast. And yeah, keep playing StarCraft 2, because as you can see, it is awesome.